Y'all, hello. Today's video is a video about this is day 63 or 64. If this is the first time that you're clicking on my pretty face, thank you. Make sure you subscribe. I gotta ease my way into this video. I don't be editing my videos at this time of recording because I'm doing 100 days straight of YouTube and there is no audio, so the audio is gonna change in 2. Here we go. Isn't that better? Hopefully you haven't clicked off, but today was a long day. We're going to talk about the main thing I want to talk about in today's video. I actually made a post over on Instagram. Make sure you go check that out. And my Instagram is the same as my name here, at Lesline Pittman. Lately, I have this certain thing on my phone. I want to see if I can show you guys because I don't know how to really explain it. I have to show it, but I can't really show it without revealing stuff I don't really care to share. But there is this widget with iPhone, and it will say clean up on this date. And so every day I click that widget, and it'll show me all the pictures and videos that I recorded today on April 9th. So in the past. And so what came up today was me teaching yoga on the NurseCon at Sea cruise. If you are not familiar, and depending on how I SEO this video, but NurseCon at Sea is a cruise that is hosted by Nurse Blake. Nurse Blake is a internet personality. That's what you feel like we'd call it. Where he's really funny, and he's actually local to where I live in Orlando, Florida. I believe he went to UCF and he was a nurse here locally too. So it just makes it even more sweeter of his content. And I just really like how he advocates for nurses' rights. He's always at some kind of, what's it called? Wow, that's slipping me. When you protest for unions and all these things. He's always trying to just help nurses as a whole. And so maybe when I started my business 5 years ago, so we're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about me doing the yoga on the cruise. But before that, and it ties into being a nurse and just how I've diversified myself in my nursing career, I quit my corporate job after 8 years of being there to now work at a new corporate job. And it is for me, a steep learning curve. I know the gist of what I'm doing and I'm getting the approvals that are needed to get. But I'm realizing I'm being really hard on myself. And at the same time, I realized today that maybe the reason I'm not as far in my business is because I still do not know how to take feedback. With that being said, I have had 2 separate supervisors, my supervisor from my old job and my current supervisor. They don't know each other. They have both said that I take feedback really well. However, when I receive it, my physical body, and this is some somatic training, if you will, and somatic therapy is just learning how to be in tune with what your physical body is. It's yoga, if you will. So learning how to just connect your physical, spiritual, mental body as one. Living over here in the Western society, we are very disconnected from our own physical body, from our mental and our spiritual self. We separate them and we have to put them as one, right? So I'm very aware that when I get feedback, I kind of tense up in my body, and then I don't directly say words in my internal dialogue, but the feeling that's in my physical body is why did you leave this job? You don't know what you're doing. They don't like you. They don't like you because of X, Y, and Z. See, I can't even formulate the full thoughts, because it's not true. Like, they're just trying to make sure that we get this going and that we do it efficiently, because it's a startup company. I've never worked for a startup company, so there's a lot of uncertainty, in the sense, it's not even uncertainty, it's like there's just a lot of, like, they promised one thing, and then so we got to fulfill the contract, and it's just interesting. I'm definitely gonna take a lot of things and add to my resume for my nursing career, as well as for my wellness business, Leslie Does Wellness, where I show women how to put themselves first through yoga by way of my 12-week health program. So today, I did a video like this a couple of days ago where I was just shooting the shit with you all, so to speak. That's kind of what, so I just wanted to give that for context, because I just feel like that was a lot. I'm looking at the work computer. It was a lot today. I had to do like a training, and then there's like calls coming in from different insurances asking for more information. Like, it's a lot. So I'm giving myself grace though, and taking this as learning. I'm learning just how business works too, right? So let's get into, though, the Nurse Blake NurseCon at CEUs and how I got that opportunity, right? My YouTube content creator brain, I was like, how am I going to SEO this video? Like, who do I want to see it? But whoever sees this video, if you are watching this, it's meant for you to see it. And you don't necessarily have to be a nurse, but if you so happen to be a nurse, I want you to know, or you're thinking about becoming a nurse, this is the best career to have. I'm saying I'm biased because I am a registered nurse, but we actually had a town hall today, and I don't know, one of the big wig people, they were just like, yeah, healthcare tech, like, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And now with AI, we healthcare and tech, they're married, right? And that can look ugly at times. And you have to learn, like, how does tech want to play, and how does healthcare want to play, right? So you have to learn, and what compromises does healthcare have to make? What compromises does tech have to make, right? So it's been really interesting, and my freaking camera is at 8%. This is a running joke now. Either I don't know what day I'm on for my YouTube, or my phone, my camera is always dying. Oh, that's as much as it. Okay, hold on, y'all. And by hold, we are charging. Ooh. Are we charging? Are we charging? We're not charging, guys. Why aren't we charging? Hold on. I'm going to put you all right here and figure out why we not. Oh, that's why. We weren't plugged in. Duh. You got to be plugged in. So, how did I get the opportunity 2 years ago to teach yoga on a cruise, right? I'm so grateful that going back. Are you always gonna fall? Why is it tilted? I'm so grateful for my, like I was saying on my phone, the clean up on this date widget, because it really helps me stay grounded, rooted in what I am doing when it comes to my business, Leslie Does Wellness. So today I get a pop-up. Like, I look through my cleanup on this date, and it's a bunch of videos and pictures of me and my husband, because I got to bring a +1 for free. I got to bring him to on this cruise, and I really wanted to bring him just to show him, like, I'm not, like, all of these videos that I'm doing and stuff, it's for something. And the compounding, even 2 years ago, was from me working on my business at that time for 3 years, right? So it's just beautiful now. So okay, so how I got this opportunity. I was really, and I still am active on LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn a lot. I use LinkedIn strategically, and it has paid off. And so by me showing up on LinkedIn, and I'm going to get really specific, don't you worry, but by me showing up on LinkedIn and really being myself, I had a post, I won't say it went viral, but it got a lot of views and likes and comments where I talked about my hair. And it's so interesting that that hair picture where I had to do a headshot, it got so like it really struck a chord with people because it was just me sharing that I didn't like how my hair was and I should have just left it how it was, but I wanted it to look a certain way and blah blah blah. And a lot of people could relate to that. So I post like that kind of content over there. I post, what type of yoga classes I've been doing in the community, health information, those type of things. And so when people say, because I have a mentor that she would be like, how does she say it? Not in like a creepy way, but she's like, you would be surprised. I'm paraphrasing, but she'd be like, you would be surprised the people that are watching you that want to see you win, and the people, especially on LinkedIn, because it's like game changers over there, And so I'm posting, regularly on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I don't post every day. I used to post like at least once or twice a week over there, but my cadence has decreased because I'm over here now building community and the same way I got not got what I needed, but this opportunity that I'm sharing with you. So I'm posting, and I was connected with another nurse. Shout out to Maggie. I was connected with her on LinkedIn because I saw she was a registered nurse, and I'm not going to go into a LinkedIn masterclass. I actually do one with a friend of mine where we teach people how to leverage their LinkedIn. And you would be surprised, like LinkedIn is not just for corporate button up, like you would be surprised who's on LinkedIn. So me and my friend, we go really in depth with that. But one of the things that I do over there is I connect with like-minded people. So I'm like, oh, you're a registered nurse? And oh, you live in Florida? Like, that's even greater, right? So I connected with Maggie over there on LinkedIn. She is a registered nurse, and then she actually does like utilization management, which is what I do at this time. And I was like, oh my God, that's even better. And she, I forgot what the term is, but and I was trying to get into this, but I'm not the best at writing. I'm getting better and better every day. But she's a medical writer. So she writes medical articles and like that type of stuff. So that was her side hustle when we were really like getting to know each other. And then I saw one day she was like, I'm working to be as a writer for Nurse Blake's magazine. And I have it up here actually hung up. I'm jumping the gun. But so I was like, oh man, that's so cool. Like I told you all, I've been following Nurse Blake ever since I came back online. That's another story. I don't know if I ever will share why I say I came back. But when I say I came back, what it means is this. I deactivated my personal Instagram maybe like 10 years ago now. And then after having my kid, and then I started my business, and that's a whole separate story. But what I'm getting at is this. Once I came back online and was really strategic about who I'm going to connect with and those type of things, I saw Nurse Blake and I was like, oh my gosh. So then when I saw Maggie was like, I'm working for him, I was like, wow, that is so cool. Not thinking anything of it, right? Because the whole time I was just like, I would love to, but I don't even think I really had the full thought. And the way I've realized how God and me are, God grants the wishes that I don't even say out loud. So like my deepest desires, okay, I got some junk back here. I was like, is there anything personal in the back? Too late now. My deepest desires, he grants. So like the Nurse Blake thing, I couldn't really put into words that I wanted to work with him, and I didn't know it would be in the capacity of teaching yoga on a cruise. But I do remember though, I remember because this is how I am. Once I find somebody that I'm like, oh my gosh, they're doing like what, I don't want to do exactly what Nurse Blake does, but in the sense of he's using his nursing career to help people. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I do, right? And I admire that because I just admire it. I'm very passionate about healthcare, and to see other people do it in their own way just gets me riled up in a great way. So with that, I'm learning to not say This is also why I'm pausing. So Maggie's working for Nurse Blake. I kind of went a little away, but Nurse Blake, and then next thing you know, because she's a writer, she sends me a message on LinkedIn and she was like, hey, I would love to write a story on you. Like they have a segment. It's called Off the Clock. I'm looking at it because I have it framed, my segment in the magazine. He was like, yeah, we'd love to do, Maggie was like, we'd love to do a segment on you called Off the Clock where you share your side hustle as a nurse. Because spoiler alert, like working as a registered nurse, we make stable money, but it's not like as much as a doctor, because obviously a doctor is the end all and be all. Like they're the one that makes all the decisions, so duh. But people think like, oh, nursing is a great career, but the money, like it could be better, but it's stable. Like I said, it's stable. I could always find a job. And so with that, you maybe it's because how my algorithm is curated, but a lot of nurses we have that are millennials, a lot of millennial nurses, we have side hustles. We have to have side hustles because student loans, debt, all these things that we have, debt, the thing is debt that we have accrued because we wanted to go forward in life and then realize it's like, oh, was it really all worth it, right? But anyways, we got bills to pay, and our nursing career is, this is just for me, but my nursing career, like my corporate check pays like my house and my car, you know what I'm saying? But then like other things, like other debt that I've acquired, like I need my side hustle to help me with that. So she interviewed me on that, from nursing to namaste. Like she did it so beautiful. It was a 3-page spread. I didn't have to pay for it. I say that because if somebody asks you, like, we want to feature you and you have to pay, I would take caution. So Maggie interviewed me, wrote it up. I sent pictures of me working in the community with yoga and stuff. And then I got the magazine in the mail and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I made posts about it, duh. And I was like, okay, that was great. Like, that's PR. Like the first 3 years of my business, I'm telling you, I was PR. I didn't have a PR team. I was PR. I was making my name, Lesline Does Wellness, like my friend Brittany says, sticky. When you think Lesline, you think yoga. And when you think Lesline yoga, you also think new moms. Like that's what I was doing those first 3 years. And so I was like, okay, cool. Another PR thing, got it, right? Didn't think anything of it. Maybe a month, I don't know, I forget. And this is so like, you remember the bad things, but you can't remember the good things. All I remember, I don't remember the time frame, but it was shortly after this edition of Nurse Blake magazine gets published. Maggie is like, hey, nurse, she said it in such a casual way, but long story short, she was like, Nurse, Blake read what you wrote and he would love, he wants to ask you something. And that's what she said. He wants to ask you something. And I'm like, okay. Long story short, he wanted to ask me to teach yoga on his next cruise. And I was just like, what? And when I tell you, and I get goosebumps sharing this story because and I hope this helps you, what I'm about to say, when something is for you, it's easeful. It's not hard. Yes, you're scared because you're nervous and it's new, but when it's for you, it's for you. There's a different way to say that. But what's for you, there we go, is for you. When you're on the path that God has when God thought of you and put you on this earth, right, in your mother's belly, and you came out, even before that, right, God was like, I want such and such person, fill in your name, to be on this path, right? And he knows every single thing that is going to be on that path. He also knows the detours that you might take, but you're going to come back on that path, right? And when he was like, it was just like so casual, just like he wants to ask you something, then we connect, and that was easy because being in business now for 5 years, like, yeah, chase people. And lately I'm just like, I ain't chasing you. If you want to work with me, you will find me, right? And not even, again, I'm easy to find. I'm posting daily over here on YouTube, and like, I got my website, I have my email, like, but it was just, that opportunity was just amazing. And so I got to teach yoga and got to go on the cruise full free, bring my husband. We got to go to Mexico, Cozumel. I think that was our first time going to Cozumel together. The last time I went to Cozumel, I was a child on a cruise. So it was just more fun. It was fun in a different way because I'm an adult now. I could drink tequila. I love tequila. It's my tequila and gin, if you wanted to know that about me, are my favorite alcohols or however you say it. And it was just a great time. And yeah, and so since then I've worked with him again. I did what did I do for him? He had, because like I said, he's local to Orlando, he did like a nurse conference on land. I forgot how he termed it, but it literally was the same conference, but instead of being on the ship, it was at a hotel. And so he asked me again to teach yoga there. And then I got to like set up a booth to be a vendor, because I also have my cards. Let me show you that actually. So, and I'm going to actually I have these on my website, and I'll leave them linked down below if you are interested in purchasing, or you have somebody in your life. Maybe it is your daughter, maybe it is your niece, whatever. But I have these cards. They're the You Just Had a Baby self-care card deck, specifically for new moms. And it is a month's worth of, there's affirmations, there's also just self-care activities, like how to connect with your baby. Okay, so these cards, just one card a day. So if you're a mom, this is an affirmation. If you're a mom that's like, I just struggle with, gratitude journaling, super easy. So I know, and a part of my brand, is self-care, right? I'm really good at it. Almost sometimes to a detriment of, no. But I'm really good at self-care. And so that's why I created this card deck, because after going through my own postpartum journey, ghetto, like that, oh my gosh. I was like, I have to make something. Like, I can't be everywhere, right? So I was like, I have to make something of all the self-care practices that I've done. And that's what this card deck is. So at the NurseCon on land, conference on land, I was able to have these cards there and sell them. So that was really nice of him, because his vendor spots were very hefty in the best way. Like, he is building an empire, Blake. It's very inspiring to just see how much he has grown as an entrepreneur, as a nurse entrepreneur. The nurse conference, I'll wrap the video with this, is really nice because he gets other nurses that are from in ICU, intensive care unit, to nurses that doing utilization management. He literally has this network of nurses that he's known through building his community online, has them come and they teach you. So it's a conference, right? On the cruise, it was like a 3-4 day conference. And every day there's a different continuing education, numerous, everything from maternal mental health, which I sat, oh my gosh, that was such a good one. You sit through it and then you get your CEUs. If you don't know what CEUs are, they're continuing education units that nurses we need. So every 2 years we have to renew our license, and with the renewal we have to learn, either refresh yourself on stuff you already know or add new things under your belt. And so that's what this conference is. So it's yes, it's fun, but it's also educational, which is it's strategic how he made this, because it is a one big party, but you get CEUs. And so it was just really cool. Like on the cruise, one that I remember, because I want to write a book, and there was one where she teaches you like how to publish a book as a nurse, or like how to start your, like I said in the beginning, Maggie is a medical writer. So I went to a class like that where a girl, it wasn't Maggie, but another girl taught you how to be a medical writer and like how to pitch yourself to like different medical journals and all of that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that was fun to sit through. And yeah, so that's how I got the opportunity. I was on LinkedIn. I was just being my authentic self. And that's why when you're your authentic self and you just act like that's what I was saying. When you act like you, you will be surprised at what you attract. Because when you act like yourself, you are in alignment with who God intended you to be. All right, y'all. I didn't know I could talk this long about my hair actually kind of look good. It actually looks really good. I just took it out today because yesterday I had that cute style because I rolled the front with flexi rods. Today it looks good. All right, y'all. Make sure you like this video, comment if you feel like it. This was a little all over the place, but I'm committed to being here on this YouTube's for the next 40 days. We're less than 100 days away from being done. What are we going to do after that? Oh my God, guys, I'm actually kind of sad. I was thinking about that. I was like, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. Anyways, see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Okay, bye.